Okay, hopefully somebody can help me out here on this. I'm set up. I've been running into, I just got my black box exchanged. The USB connection failed on it, so they replaced it. My machine was running completely fine until I'd had that problem with the previous black box. This one here I just hooked up the other day, and it's normal settings that I always use. Nothing changed on the machine. However, it was extremely jittery. I couldn't cut anything without getting almost sawtooth on the edges. Before that, edges were completely clean, very little droz or anything. Since then, I've completely unhooked every single motor. I've checked every single motor. I've run this exact same program on it, and it's still jittery. I've tried different programs, they're still jittery. The shaking actually happens at the exact same place, exact same time, every single time. Once the machine was unhooked, I can slide my carriage without pretty much zero friction. My lead screws are zero friction. I'm at a loss. I'm going to run the program so you can kind of see what I'm getting at. So the first I'm going to do is I'm going to do a check to basically check the size. I've got 24 volts exactly coming out of my power supply. So here's the check. You'll see. So here I'm hitting the check here. As you can see on my torch itself, there's like no jitter, nothing. On these, there's nothing. And keep in mind, I did this, I also, when I took all the motors off, I brought them inside. I did it on a table. And the motors reacted the same way. As soon as I ran a program with them, it seemed like they were trying to, like they were. You'll see, they just die. They're jittery. They'll shake off the table. I'm going to upload a previous video that I did of that, where they're not hooked up to anything. I've tried to change my power settings on the side of the black box, and it still happens the exact same thing. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to run the job, and you can kind of see what I'm getting at. So now it's running clean. Now it's got a little bit of jitter, see? I see where it's jumping everywhere. Again. And this happens at the exact same spot every single time. You'll see when it comes up to do the final cut, it'll go almost all the way through. And then there's parts of it, it'll just go nice and smooth. And then again. See, it sounds like the motors are being torqued to the max. Those are the NEMA 23 motors, the high torque motors that I have. Everything on here is Openbuilds. I've got an Openbuilds power supply. I've checked everything. Before the black box failed, this I cut this exact same thing. See how it's running nice and smooth again, and then it dies. And this happens every single time. It did this on the table, and it did this hooked up to the machine. And the same action happens every time. So I don't know if it's, I'm kind of perplexed as to, is it software, is it hardware, is it like the I just don't know. I'll run it again, and you'll see about this area right here, is that's the part I'm talking about. It runs nice and smooth. It runs smooth in a couple of other areas. And it dies or gets really weird in the exact same place at the exact same time. So my guess is if it was electrical or any other problem, I could be wrong, but my guess is that it would be random as to where it would happen and not happen at the exact same spot every single time. I've checked every single wheel. I've checked everything. I'm at a complete loss as to what's going on. The only thing that's changed is that I had a new black box. I had the black box replaced after the USB failed on the last one. That's that shaking that happened at the other part. This is where it seems like it almost wants to die. Jittery. If you look at my mouse, you'll see around right here. Runs nice and smooth. At the end, it's see? Every time I can do it without fail. I can actually tell you exactly where it's gonna. The black box itself also, the voltage is set about halfway on it on each one. Yesterday when I had them off of the machine, again I tried cranking the voltage up, lowered the voltage right down. Same thing. I was able to, I don't know, I'm just at a loss here. I was able to stop them with my hands. When it was all the way up, I wasn't able to, but halfway, I wasn't really able to halfway either, and I don't know. I get the same reaction every single time. So if somebody can help me out, thanks.